So Flau Jae Johnson is already making the Golden State Valkyries regret their trade. She is already making the Valks regret trading basically her because they thought they were smarter than everyone else and wanted to trade her for cap space. They made a real dumb trade. And when I say real dumb, I mean real dumb. Like, I'm trying to think of what any other examples of this trade are. But they basically thought they were smart. They were the smartest person in the room. And the GM thought she was the smartest person in the room and said, you know what? Yeah, we're going to save over the course of her contract $300K in cap room or something like that. And that's going to help us. And, it's a non-guaranteed deal. It's easier to cut. We can't cut her in her first year or we can't cut her in her final year and all of this other stuff. And I'm like, overthinking to get a player like Flau Jae. Like, when a player like Flau Jae falls into your lap and you're like, oh, we weren't expecting this, so we're going to go and trade her. What are you going to get for her? Practically nothing. Like, it was as simple as that. Like, they got practically nothing from her. At the same time, like, you're still, when it comes down to it, have a good team in Golden State. But, like, Flau Jae was the perfect player. She was the perfect player to get. She was the player that the Golden State Valks needed. She's a player that the Mystics would have definitely taken at 9. She's a player that at 10 the Fever would have loved to have taken. And I'm sorry, if you want to get off salary for a player that you're going to cut, you surely could have gotten more. You could have drafted Flau Jae Johnson and then start shipping her to every other team. Being like, look, what is your best offer? We've gotten a second round, which is Marta Suarez from Seattle, and they're giving us a second round pick. Will any of you guys give us a future first for Flau Jae Johnson? And there's a team that would say yes. There's a team somewhere that would say yes, just seeing the dollar signs. And not only that, she's good. I thought she looked really, really good. I thought she looked aggressive. Shot the ball well. And looked confident. Playing against the Golden State Valkyries team that traded her. Like, she has made the Golden State Valkyries, you can tell, everyone, their fans, is already pissed at this. Obviously, the coaches and stuff and the organization. Why is this in slow motion? Audio, put a 320p, I don't really care. But, like, Flau Jae, she just looked dynamic. Yes, this is very, very low resolution, but going to the basket, does she have a left hand? Hell no. She doesn't need a left hand. Drives in, pulls up, easy pull-up midi. On the defensive end, she looked okay. Gone behind the back, step back 3, makes it. And this drive was exceptional. Coming off a curl off a pin down, drives to the layup, floater, scoop, Steph Curry-esque hook shot, or scoop layup. And you're looking at a player who, like, again, the fans in Golden State would love. They would love Flau Jae Johnson. She was excited, like the game really counted. Hell yeah. And we saw what she did against Cara Lawson. She doesn't dislike Cara Lawson, by the way. But she made it her mission to cook Cara Lawson. That being said, I think Duke did beat them, if I'm not mistaken, in the tournament. But you've realistically got a player here that she's a rookie and a vet. No, she's a rookie, but she genuinely just wants to go, and she's a player that plays better with a chip on her shoulder. Like, I think that's one of the big things. That is the Natasha Cloud awful box score. I do apologize, but she's a player that does play with a chip on her shoulder. Well, the chip on her shoulder. I think her getting traded, I think she would probably rather be in Seattle, but her getting traded is probably going to make her a better player. And not only that, how did the Valks mess this up? Like, how the hell is that, is what you call it? Why did they make the trade? Like, you have a person that was going to be the face of your franchise, was going to sell the most jerseys, was going to compete for a starting spot still, was going to play under Tip Hayes for this year and probably go and take over from Tip Hayes next year. And you've just given them to Seattle to, giving her to Seattle. And all that's going to happen now is the Seattle can fully lean into their rebuild. They have three of their long-term rebuild starters, the double bigs and Flau Jae. They're going to be so good. They are going to be so good in a couple of years. And not only that, they didn't win that many games last year. Like, as in, they won, 20? They won 22 games last year? It's not like they won 100 games last year. And they're nowhere. They're like absolutely nowhere in the running for the number one pick. They might not be, but like adding a Madison Booker. Could you imagine adding Hannah Hidalgo to this team? Could you imagine if you've got Hannah Hidalgo at the 2, you got Flau Jae at the 3, and you just get you spend your money on a point guard. And maybe you want to just say, you know what, both of these players could be like combo guards. We're going to play them two as combo guards. We're going to get a big 3. And then have Awa and Dominique Malonga. And suddenly, next season, you've got a bunch of players all under 25. And you're the most fun team in the league. And you're probably one of the favorites to get Sarah Strong. Like, you are then in a real good spot if you are Seattle. And I genuinely just don't know what they were doing. I don't know what the Golden State Valkyries were doing. Because the Golden State Valkyries had a steal. In Flau Jae. And then gave her up for a player that might not make their team. Legitimately might not make their team in Marta Suarez. Just because they just didn't want Flau Jae. And they took a low ball offer because they just wanted to get off her quickly. I am completely shocked. I am completely shocked. And I do feel like this is one of these ones where the Golden State Valkyries felt that they were the smartest people in the room and made a decision based on that, and it will backfire. My prediction is that this right here will backfire. So anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it, lads. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys.